everyone, and welcome to the Smart Kingdom. It is I, your host, MCZX the Prince, and welcome to the family. As you can tell by the title, this is Brand Warfare. We're going to go over Raw and Smackdown this week. Smackdown's at the end of the road. Backlash is coming up this Sunday. And we also have Raw with Extreme Rules just a couple weeks away. Let's go over the pros and cons of both shows, and at the end I'll tell you which one won. So, starting with Raw, let's talk about my personal favorite thing, Goldust turning on R-Truth. I don't know about you, but it made me very happy. It really just made me feel warm and fuzzy inside to know that Goldust is still there. The vicious side of him is still in there. And I hope this leads into an Intercontinental run or just one last run for Goldust before he retires or goes on different endeavors, because he still has a lot of juice in the tank, and it would be a shame to waste him on a comedy act like The Golden Truth. So I'm glad they finally destroyed that. We don't have to see that anymore. I can't wait to see what happens next week between the two. Hopefully he's going to be more serious and not more of a joke, because I was tired of Goldust busting out jokes from 2003, the Booker T era, where he got electrocuted and whatnot. Was it 2003, 2004? Who cares? During the invasion angle. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, number 2, Roman versus Balor 2. Phenomenal. Another good match. Those guys have great chemistry. I am not pleased with Roman winning, but they're 1-1 now, so I guess that's okay. But it was an awesome match. I can't complain. I just think it's kind of unbelievable to have a dude who's only at 60% beat someone who's at 100%. Doesn't make any sense to me to have an injured Roman Reigns beat Finn Balor. Finn Balor's ready and good to go, and Roman just got his ass kicked, 2 weeks ago. And you mean to tell me he just walks in here and he beats Finn Balor like it's nothing? That I did not like. Moving on. Also another match that was great, Dean versus Miz. I hope this leads to Miz winning the Intercontinental Championship. He won by DQ, but he should have won the belt. I did not like Corey Graves calling a low blow a strong style thigh grab. I thought that was pretty humorous. Dean won with a low blow. Well, Dean lost with a low blow. Hopefully at Extreme Rules, Miz takes that belt away from Dean, because honestly, I like Dean Ambrose as a wrestler, but as the Intercontinental Champion, he's not doing anything for me at all, and it's rough to watch. Also, in the beginning of the show, Balor was the one standing tall, doing a suicide dive, I believe. Tope Suicida onto Rollins and Reigns. That was cool. I appreciated that. I know this is kind of all over the place, but whatever. Alexa is the goddess we deserve. Completely deserve Alexa. If you're a failure, say what. Perfect comeback to the what chance. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Her feud with Bayley, I would like that to end, because I think Sasha versus Alexa would be a bit more entertaining. But who knows where we're going with this. Maybe Sasha's going to save Bayley at Extreme Rules again, and maybe we'll get the Sasha Banks heel turn that I wanted so desperately. Okay, moving on to... Wait. And I guess you could say the Seth Rollins-Bray Wyatt match was pretty good. I caught like the rear end of that, where Bray kind of destroyed everyone at the end. I saw some of the match, then I left to go get Injustice 2, and then I came back home, it was still on. I'm like, oh, okay. And I watched Bray stand tall. Moving on to the cons of Raw. Coming to the Alexa Bayley match, the stipulation's a kendo stick on a pole match, which I'm calling a kendo stick on a Russo pole match, because Vince Russo wrote that. He had to write that. There's no way in hell he didn't write that. It was Vince Russo. No Braun Strowman for 6 months or 3 months is going to be a bit of a pain for me, because I am a huge Strowman fan, and it's not fair that we don't have Braun Strowman around, which really bothers me, you know. The Titus brand is still trying to be a thing. I don't care about that. I don't care if you have Apollo Crews in the Titus brand. I don't need it. No one needs it, really. You can make this go away. The Cruiserweight match got pooped on by the crowd. Crowd did not care. I didn't really care. I feel like we've seen this match so many times. It's starting to just become a bathroom break. Kind of like how women's matches were before this women's wrestling revolution. The cruiserweight matches are the new bathroom breaks. And kind of a con, but kind of a neutral. Alicia Fox beating Sasha Banks. I'm kind of mad Alicia Fox won, but at the same time, I'm okay with it. I'm a little okay with it because her winning it's good. She hasn't won in 2 years on Raw, so it's about time she actually wins a match. Kind of shows that all the women's matches aren't just predictable like you would think they are, but cool. I'm fine with that. Moving on to SmackDown, Jinder Mahal beat AJ Styles. I repeat, Jinder Mahal beat AJ Styles. The Singh brothers, or the Bollywood boys, kind of got involved, and Kevin Owens also got involved and hit AJ, or rather tapped AJ right in his knee, and Jinder won with the, what is it called? The catapult? The catapult? Whatever. Hit the Cobra Clutch slam. That thing. I think it's called a catapult or something. I don't remember. Who cares? Anyway, moving on, number 2, the Fashion Files needs to be a permanent thing. It needs to at least happen twice a week or once a week. I'm fine with it. I love those little segments. They're great. They're wonderful. I really want Breezango to win the belts, the championship belts. They need to win the tag team titles from the Usos. But every time the Usos get the microphone, it kind of makes me renege on that. And I want the Usos to keep the belts because, they're so good and underrated on that microphone, man. They are great at cutting promos as heels. I don't know why we couldn't get this version of the Usos when they were baby faces, but you know what? Who cares? We got it now, and I'm glad we're getting it now. I want Breezango to win at Backlash, but I am perfectly fine with the Usos keeping those belts if they're going to keep producing promos like such. And Orton versus Corbin was an alright match. Talking Smack, I know it's technically not SmackDown, but Talking Smack, you had Eric Rowan on, and his new gimmick, it sold me. I'm sold on it. I love it. I think it might be the best thing he's done. They finally letting him talk, which is great. He's carrying around different masks. There's a calming mask. He has a laughing mask. He has balloons that he pops. He's like the clown characters, but it's not a clown character. I'm okay with it right now. I need to see him wrestle a bit more, but I'm fine. That sold me. Those are the pros. The cons outweigh the pros, unfortunately, for SmackDown. I don't like the welcoming committee. I think it's ridiculous. It's not doing much for the women involved besides TV time. That's it. I don't understand how an obsession with Charlotte became a stable, because that's exactly what it is. It's just 3 women who are obsessed with Charlotte being on SmackDown Live and being jealous that they aren't Charlotte, forming a stable to battle Charlotte and all who oppose their idea that Charlotte shouldn't even be here. And the welcoming committee is a stupid name. The contract signing was unnecessary. I don't know why that was there. It's a 6-woman tag. Why? Just to set up a match later on tonight. That's silly. Shane could have just made that match earlier on, before the show started, and just announced that we're having a 6-man tag match instead of doing this stupid promo where I guess the group's called Royal Fire Glow, or Glowing Royal Fire, whatever. To have them all cut a promo and then just have Natalya speak for the welcoming committee, it was unnecessary. I didn't need it. I realized there was only 4 matches on SmackDown. Not a lot of matches this week. Sami Zayn needs to stop talking about people in interviews, because every time he talks about whoever, he gets assaulted backstage, or something else happens to him, unfortunately. And maybe Sami should just be quiet and just fight. That's just me. The Orton-Corbin match was good, but I did not like all those baseball slides. You did it too many times. 3 times, I believe. And it doesn't need to happen that many times. When Corbin does that slide, it should be like a one-time thing. He shouldn't have to do it twice. And when he did it the 3rd time, I kind of saw the RKO coming. Ziggler's not trying. It's like Ziggler's just improving all of this. Like, hey, he hasn't wrestled yet. I'm going to embarrass him at Backlash. Woo. It's humorous at this point. I can't wait for this to be over with. Mahal beat AJ Styles. I also did not like that. As you know, I'm a huge AJ Styles mark. And when AJ loses, especially the Jinder Mahal. That just hurts. Just a tinge. Just a tinge. The women's champ lost twice to someone I don't think she's gonna be defending the title against. I think right after this welcoming committee thing, it's gonna be Charlotte versus Naomi one more time. Unless they insert Carmella in a triple threat match, I don't see the point of doing that if we're just going to stick with Naomi versus Charlotte, for Charlotte to eventually win the belt from Naomi. But why have our champ lose to someone she's not going to defend the title again anytime soon? It's silly. It's silly. And it wasn't the best girl home show. Obviously, I think it's quite obvious who won this week. It's going to be Raw. I normally don't side with Raw. I'm Team Blue, but Raw put on a better show than SmackDown. I don't like the 3-hour shows, but I liked what I saw on Raw, or what I got to see on Raw, compared to the 2 hours of SmackDown that I actually sat through. I was falling asleep during SmackDown because it just was a bit boring. But that's it for this episode of Brand Warfare. Raw has a point now to SmackDown's 2 or 3, however many we've done of these. I think it's 2. So it's 2-1. SmackDown's still in the lead, but Raw's got a point now. So, with that being said, that's the end of this episode of Brand Warfare. You can follow Smart Kingdom on Twitter at The Smart Kingdom. You can send an email to The Smart Kingdom at, this is the email address. The email address is thesmartkingdom@gmail.com. You can send an email there with a question or two, and maybe we'll do a mailbag episode and just read and share thoughts to your questions. Oh! A bit of other news. We have partnered up with a group on Facebook called OKO Media. You can follow us there on OKO Media. That's the Facebook page you can follow Smart Kingdom at right now. But OKO Media on Facebook, it covers anime, creepy stuff, music, whole lot of things. We partnered up with them. I'm MCZX the Prince. That's it, guys. That's it. I'm done. Till next time, you filthy marks, you dirty smarks in the family. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.